Yep.
I was actually going to end it, but I want to kick it quickly to another side tangent. Health.
Mm-hmm.
Like, forget about adding the sexual to
Mm-hmm.
the word health.
Mm-hmm.
How many times do you think it's just people's physical health that's deteriorated that lowers their desire for their partner? And I'm not saying we should all be superficial, everybody should be beautiful all the time. But is that ever a diagnosis and a treatment program to say, look, maybe you two should go be active together? Because a lot of sedate lives happen. You know, kids can come into the equation,
Right.
mortgages come into the equation,
Yep.
and you're so focused on living that you don't focus on being healthy while living.
Well, kind of like I mentioned earlier, how the other facets of your life contribute to your experience as a sexual person. So if you're really stressed out and your body is pumping cortisol through its system and you are constantly in a fight or flight response, yeah, you don't have the space physically to relax, to be engaged with desire, because you're constantly, or arousal, because you're constantly in a state of panic. Your body is, right?
Yeah.
And of course, like your general health plays a role in your sexual health. They're definitely intertwined. And so if you've got a lot going on for yourself elsewhere, that's absolutely something that I talk about with my clients, because it does impact, you know. And I mean, as you know, I treat sexual pain as well, sexual pain and dysfunction, and those are not closed feedback loops. Those are integrated and open feedback loops that are susceptible to numerous other health conditions and experiences in a person's life. So your sex life is not in isolation.
Okay. Well, that is one hell of a load of information to take in all at once. So I think this is going to be something where we're actually going to probably have to have a second episode in the future, because there, people will take all this in and they're probably going to have a whole bunch of questions that we're not going to be, like, on our end, I don't think we're going to be certified to deal with the answers kind of thing. So
Right.
I would like to have you on again, maybe in the future when you're not as busy.
Sure.
We'll definitely put all of Cassandra's information either down here or in the description, so you can reach out to her if you have any questions at all. Like,
Totally.
typically, how far in advance do they have to book to get in to see you now?
Depends on what their preference for time is. Currently, I'm booking a couple weeks in advance. So yeah, it kind of just depends on what their availability is and what they're kind of looking for.
Okay. And you work with them to
Figure
make
that
us
out for sure.
proper
Yeah.
plans. Okay. Well, thank you so much for being on the show. Oh yeah,
Such a dog.
microphone's in the way. There we go. It's over here. And so that wraps this show
Oh,
up.
we're not done.
We're not done. Let's go for another hour, because that's what you should be able to do. Yeah. So we're gonna wrap this one up here. For Cassandra, I'm Chris. Producer Max behind the camera, being quiet as a mouse, but making sure all this works. So thank you to him. Thank you to Central for, again, this beautiful location so we can do what we do. So for All I Ever Wanted podcast, we are out for today. Ciao.